Have you just bought a Bugatti Chiron for yourself?
Yeah.
How's the journey been?
We've had some great guests on, haven't we?
Who was your favourite?
Story was a laugh.
We've got a lot of really big guests coming.
What's the best value supercar for the money at the moment?
How was that car that money? What a car that is.
No one's passionate about their money in the stock market. It's just there to not go down. But the enjoyment and the pleasure and the doors that you open.
Don't just buy the car for the sake of buying the car. Buy it for where it gets you.
The system wants you to get in a lot of debt, pay interest and comply for the rest of your life.
Would you rather drive an electric car for a year or wear one of Rob's jackets?
Oof.
I would.
So Carl, the people want to know, is there a rivalry between Tom Hartley Cars and Tom Hartley Jr.?
Welcome to Cars and Money. We are celebrating 100,000 subscribers in about 20 episodes, I think. So we have a special episode where we have some guest co-hosts. They won a competition in the community. If you want to join the channel, there should be a link above to join our channel. You can get behind the scenes, come to secret meets, even live shows. And we've got 2 guest hosts because they won the competition. So this episode's a bit different.
Who do we have here?
Hi everyone, my name is David. I am one of the lucky winners of the competition. So today I get to host Cars and Money, ask you both a bunch of questions and really try to dig in those questions that fans want to know.
I'm Keith and I'm a fan obviously of your podcast, and I won this competition to be here and ask all the questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, I want to congratulate you both on hitting 100,000 subscribers and hitting over 10 million views, right? So, talk to me. How has the journey been? Can you highlight some highs, some lows?
We've had some great guests on, haven't we? Mm-hmm. We've been to some great places. We've done a tour in Dubai, which we're going to do again soon. We've got a US tour coming, so that's exciting. We've had a laugh along the way. The guests have been so good. There's not been anybody who we've had on the show who we just sort of didn't click with, really.
Go on, Carl. Who was your favourite? Go on.
Who was my favourite? Who was my favourite? Mansouri was a laugh. Do you know what I mean? Karouche was funny. There was some of the people that's been on the show have been friends, and I think that came out in the show that we have a good banter, we have a good relationship. So I get on with everybody, but there was he was just off camera. He was just a scream, wasn't he? He was funny.
He just cuts the bullshit out, doesn't he? Just gets to the point.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I like the left field, off the wall guests. I mean, like Carl said, they are great. We've had some great guests. I mean, Mark McCann and Matt Armstrong and people like that are just great, and they're really nice people, and that is good. But off the wall, so Eddie Hall.
Eddie was fun.
Eddie was really fun and a bit different. And what I liked about it is most people thought, why the fuck have you got Eddie Hall on the show? I don't get it.
But then everyone got it.
That's what I mean. And I like that because we could just go and interview all the top car people, and soon enough it's going to become fairly the same.
Yeah.
And our first episode, we blew up on our first episode, but we can't really sort of mention who it is, but he was also one of my favourite guests.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
How did the show come about?
How did the show come about? So the show first came about before the show came about. Rob's podcast that he had was Disruptors, very, very, very well known, massive following, big guests, and he got in contact with me and wanted me to become a guest on the show, which I'd done, and.
You decided then to collaborate?
No, then we done it a couple of more times, didn't we? Over the space of maybe 12 months, we kind of done, and then my dad was on your show. I think my brother went on your show.
Yeah. And each time I interviewed Carl, and I mean all the Hartleys, but Carl, the content always blew up. My show wasn't even a car show. It's called Disruptors, Disruptive People, which I thought Carl fit the bill. But they just always loved the content and the clips. We blew the clips up. I suppose Carl speaking openly, me having done it for 10 years, that recipe. So that's how we met. Yeah.
And then we went out for dinner one night, and Rob said, "Look, we should do this. We should do a show together." And he had it all planned out. He was like, "We should do a show together, Cars and Money."
Was this a
And I was
drunken
like,
idea?
that's a fucking great name.
Was this over a bottle of wine or two?
Over some sushi in,
Yeah.
where did we go?
Rocker.
Rocker, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
And now that the channel is up and running, how hard is it to keep it flowing, to keep the customers, to keep the people on the seat, your
I think
your guests?
Well, keeping the viewers and the listeners at the moment hasn't been that hard for us because it's gone really well.
They love your recipe.
Yeah, it definitely is blowing up, and people say blowing up. But we're bigger than most main media channels now. We're bigger than all the car podcasters.
Isn't it amazing what podcasts have become since?
You know,
COVID?
I don't know what success is in this world of YouTube. Okay, so I don't know.
But it does seem to be the place to be for
yeah, but
anyone in business.
when Rob says to me, like, you know, we've hit 100,000 subscribers in 5 months, I'm like, is that good?
You have nothing to base that
Yes,
against.
that is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And like this video is doing 6,500 views an hour, and it has done that for the last 36 hours. I'm like, oh yeah, is that good then?
Yes, that is good.
Like we done one with Matt Armstrong. It done 1 million in 24 hours for a channel that's been around at the time for like 3.5 months. We were going. So I have nothing to measure against. Where Rob has over 10 years of experience in knowing where we should be, what we should be hitting, what we should be doing, and what's good or what isn't good.
It has blown up by kind of all measures. It has. So far we've got that bit right. What is hard, and I'm not like playing a violin. We're doing good, but it is hard to regularly and consistently book guests. They say yes, then you've got to get it agreed, then you can't quite make the date fit, then they agree and then they cancel last minute, then you've got to get Harry's diary, Carl's diary, my diary and their diary all together.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest
That
bit.
is hard.
He fucking hates it.
He messaged me the other day. We've done a podcast which is going to come out soon with Tiff Nadell, ex race driver, Top Gear presenter, Fifth Gear presenter, and he's a great guy. And 6 o'clock on Friday night, Rob's like, right, see you in the morning at 12 o'clock at Tiff Nadell's place in Southampton. And I'm like, when did we agree this? And he's like,
2 months ago.
Yeah. But that was the problem.
Yeah.
He said, and I was like, yeah, I'll just get to that 3 days before we need to do it and move things around. So then I was like, oh shit, I can't do that time. He's organised everything.
Jesus, yeah,
So, but we managed to do it like 9 a.m. So it was like a 6 a.m. start for me, like 4 a.m. start for Rob
Fun
for
times.
Peterborough. So yeah, I mean, we've got to be flexible. Some of our guests are quite flexible as well, because you're forgetting they want to come and do the show. We're not going to guests and saying we'll pay you this to come on our show. We've never done that with
They're
anybody.
all passionate about their cars, and everyone that's passionate about a car loves talking about cars.
And the bigger the channel's getting, these guests that we're having on the show, they are fans, they are subscribers.
How many of the guests are customers of yours, or have been? I know all of them are future customers, but
Yeah, so
How many have been converted into
there's
customers?
been a few.
I'd say almost anyone that's been in the hot
Mid-shot.
seat.
There's been a few that have been converted to customers, and some are existing customers. But yeah, I mean, it's potentially all of them.
Rob, at what part in your business journey were you able and ready to buy a supercar, or comfortable to buy a supercar?
Yeah, so I think I got my first proper supercar, which was a Ferrari 430 Spider manual. I think I was 28 or 29.
Wow.
I started my business at 27, so maybe 2 years in.
That escalated fast then.
Yeah, well,
Good.
as Carl would say, we're here now. I'd sort of fucked around really until my mid-20s, trying a few things and not really making anything stick. And then I met my business partner at a property meeting, and he got me a job in the company he was working for. I was 50 grand in debt there from university. I cleared all that in the first year, selling properties, learning with him. I actually bought a 2-year-old Nissan 350Z for cash, which for me was quite a big move considering I'd been in a lot of debt. And then we started our own company, Progressive Property, which we've had now 20 years. I think probably when we got to 1 million turnover, I felt like that was something to celebrate. We bought paid about 75 grand for a red Ferrari 430 Spider manual.
What are they worth now? Aren't they worth huge money now?
Yeah.
Is it the manual?
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that what you have up? That's what's up. Is there one in the corner upstairs?
No, that's a Ferrari 16M,
Okay.
which is a Scuderia 430 Scuderia convertible. They're big money. But the manual 430 Spiders.
It was lovely.
But
I'd dailied that thing.
But it gets to a point, right, where you look back and, me as a professional in what I do, you think, how was that car that money? And when it was that money, why didn't I just buy every single one of them?
Yeah.
Because what a car that is. And, a good one of those today is 200 grand. And
That's ridiculous.
I can absolutely see it. With all the shit that's coming out in today's world, that car is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's manual. It's got a great engine. It's
Sounds
not hybrid.
great.
It's
Sounds
not electric.
great. Yeah.
What more do you want?
No, that was a great car.
So, no, when I say a good example, I mean, a sub 10,000 mile car is 200 grand. You could probably pick one up for low 100s with 30, 40,000 miles. But if it's been serviced right, it's still a good car. And what a great car. Really, really, really good car to tick the box.
Yeah.
What's the quickest way to start from scratch and to earn enough money to be able to buy a supercar?
Go straight to work. That's the quickest way.
For somebody else?
Well, for everybody. You can sit and think about
work
it.
for somebody else or go straight to work?
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends what you want to do and what you want to achieve and what your love and profession is. You might have to start working for somebody else to learn the ropes in order to see the business that you want to become in how it works. You might need the money that someone else is going to pay you in order to start your own business. But, a lot of people can dwell on things and can wait for the right time to start. What I mean is people can wait too long to make the leap to want to earn some money.
And then life gets in the way.
Just start.
Yeah, I think,
What would you say?
a really low risk way is to go and work for someone who's doing what you want, because you can earn and learn at the same time. Because the system is learn until you're 21 or 23 or 25 and then start to earn, but you get shit salary and you're in masses of debt. Why don't you learn and earn at the same time? You kind of did with your dad, didn't
100%.
you? From age 11.
Yeah.
Here's what I'd do. I'd get a Ferrari Mondial and flip one house and buy it. Because aren't they fucking cheap, the Mondials
Yeah,
at
they're
the
cheap
moment?
for a reason.
Yeah, but it's your way in. I'm answering the question, which is, how'd you quickest buy a
but
supercar?
when you say you're going to flip a house to buy it, what about if you haven't got the money to buy the house?
Well, then you go and find it off someone else. I found the money off my business partner. He funded our first 20 deals. Then his mum funded probably 5 or 10. Then his stepdad funded about 10.
So he
our offices that we still own, his stepdad funded.
So find initial investors.
Yeah.
But people are only going to invest in somebody that they have confidence in, that they can see they know what they're doing.
Yeah, so there's two ways to see confidence in someone. One is someone who's done it, and one is someone who's hungry and relentless and got the ethic.
And got the knowledge.
Well, would you rather someone's got the knowledge but they're lazy, or got the ethic, the hunger, the desire, the pain, but they haven't got much proof? Which one would you choose?
Oh, 100%. I don't think. What does Matt Armstrong say? Hard work beats talent.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think that is 100%. I don't think you can beat someone with a great work ethic.
Yeah.
And I am happy to put my investment in somebody with a great work ethic. But at the same time, you can be a busy fool, and you can be running around like a headless chicken, not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you need to know the ropes, and then you need to look at somebody and go, wow, he knows what he's doing. He hasn't got the money to do it. He will work like a dog. He just needs a chance.
Yeah, that's exactly that, because he'd only known me for 3 months when we bought our first house together, and he funded it all. Now, I didn't have any experience, and he knew it, but I had the desire, drive, little bit of pain to push me. But we just de-risked it for him, because we owned it jointly, but he had first charge. So if it ended up going wrong, he's left with the house and his money's protected. So you can de-risk it for someone.
Name a few things that are more important than cars and money. Not the podcast, cars and money.
Well, there's loads of things way more important than cars and money.
I would say health, so then you can live longer to buy more cars and have more money.
I I think the only real thing that's really, really important is your health and your family. And like Rob said, and it's a cycle, because the more money you earn, the more freedom you can buy yourself to spend more time with people you want to spend time with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then also, the more money you earn, the more money you have to invest into your health, so you can live longer, so you can spend more time with people who you want to spend time with. But in order to get that more money, you need to go to work a lot. So there's a balance there. Money buys freedom, and freedom is very important.
I would also add meaningful work, because mostly you don't get a free ride in life. So you're going to have to earn enough to create the life that you want. If you're going to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, you're giving up to half your life away to try and live the other half, and you're sleeping for 8 hours of that. So if you do meaningful work on something you're passionate about, because you've kind of hacked life in a way, Carl, and I think I have too, because you meet cool people and do cool things, and you're surrounded by things that you love and enjoy, and you're with your family, and you're making a lot of money. That is a hack. That is a glitch in the matrix.
I can't complain whatsoever. I'm very lucky that what I do, I love. I love the products that I would love cars if I couldn't afford cars. I'd love cars. I love cars. The fact that I get to have all these cars and trade in all these cars to like-minded people who I then get on with, because we have so much in common. It's just like dealing with, when people say to me, "Oh, is he a client or a friend?" I'm like, well, we kind of started as a client, but he is a friend, and that's how my whole world works. And it's a great business. I know a lot of people who do really well in other businesses, but it's not satisfactory.
They make screws.
Yeah, it's not satisfactory to them. It's like they don't get pleasure. I get pleasure out of meeting some unbelievably cool people, going to some unbelievably cool places, and like Rob said, earn some money on the way of doing it. A lot of people would do what I do for the experience for free, So I use the word lucky because it is lucky, but at the same time, I didn't fall here, I got here, so.
Speaking of cars and money, our sponsors Refund Club are here to try and make you some more cash. The FCA recently confirmed about 14 million people were missold UK car finance, and around £8.2 billion is owed back to members of the British public, and you could be one of them. Now, you could do this yourself. You can track down every agreement, contact each lender, and manage everything yourself. But why not save your time? Because Refund Club are offering a free 60-second check. Simply click the link in the description below, or scan the QR code on the screen now and enter your name, date of birth, and your address. This will tell you the full breakdown of your records and how much you could be owed. So if you've taken out any car finance between 2007 and 2021, it's well worth running the check. You could be owed thousands of pounds for the sake of literally 60 seconds of your time. Scan the QR code on the screen now, or click the link in the description to run the free check.
Is it harder to prove yourself because of your dad's influence and brand name?
There was obviously a lot of pressure, because like I just reverted back to earlier, I had the best mentor that anyone could ever have in this business. And I lived with him. Yeah. And I'm his son. Yeah. So it's the situation, like I just said, if you didn't take that and run with it, then you were some kind of moron, or you're just lazy. You weren't allowed to be lazy in my house.
No. A house full of grafters.
Yeah, you just weren't allowed to be lazy. And lazy is just not a thing. And yes, there probably was more pressure. It's like being Lionel Messi's son and being shit at football. do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to look at you like you are shit.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't want to be a footballer, but you're Lionel Messi's son,
So did you always want to be a car seller?
I idolized my dad, so I just wanted to replicate what he'd done every day.
Yeah, the legacy he's built.
Found it amazing, and it's gone full 360, because I now see that with my son. I make sure my son comes to work with me,
Yeah.
and he does, and he loves cars. He loves cars, but he gets so excited when I say, "Right, Christian, come on, get in the car. We're going to Kent. We're going to buy a car." He's like, "Fucking yes!"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Age 8, fucking yes.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he's like, "What we buying?"
Do you
How
get him
much
doing
is
the
it?
deal? Do you get him doing the
I
deal?
have had him do a couple of deals already. Actually, I've used his handsome looks as a tool to get me a better deal. I've got two scenarios of that actually. One was a guy who he actually bought my house off me that's next to the estate here. He had a Ferrari 488 Spider, and he always lived local.
Yeah.
And I went to see him on a Saturday. Every Saturday, my son comes to work with me. So I went to go and see him on a Saturday, and we were like $5,000 away from doing a deal. Like I'm like 155, and he's up like 160.
Yeah.
So I've got Christian. And at this time, Christian's doing what I used to do. He's looking around the car. He's looking for scratches or dents
Trying to make
or
a deal,
scuffed
isn't he?
wheels, and then he'll come back and tell me and whatever. And this guy's just not budging. I've done 100 deals with him in the past. I'm probably going to give him the money that he wants because it's him and he is loyal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to have the kind
Got
of
to strike a deal. Come on, you got to strike a deal, right?
So I said to Christian, and he'll watch this, and Steve, who I'm going to mention, he'll watch this and he'll message me about it and call me a cunt.
Sorry, Steve.
I said to Christian, go over to Uncle Steve. I said, put your hand out, shake his hand, and tell him that you'll pay $155,000 for his car.
Oh, look at that.
Right? So
That is a low blow, man.
I know, but
that is
five
a low
$5,000.
blow.
Listen, I was
Zoom shout
hungry.
for the big guns there.
That is a low blow.
I know. So he's gone over. He's got this massive blonde curls, and he's just this beautiful 6-year-old. And he's walked over to Steve, and he was like, "Uncle Steve." So Uncle also refers to him as he has respect for him.
Yeah,
So he's already approached him in the right way.
Yeah.
You can't go, "Hey, Steve." That's not the way you approach this person.
Exactly.
Uncle Steve, I want to pay $155,000 for the car, and put his hand out. Steve looked at me, he went, "You are a cunt." He said, "You're going straight to hell." I said, "You're seriously not going to shake his hand?" And he went, "You fucking owe me $5,000. And he shook his hand. And then another time, which was recent, I'm at Supercar Fest, and there's an Iconics car auction going on. Iconics are a great auction house, and they had some good cars. One of the cars was a Lamborghini Diablo, 6-litre VT, really rare car. And I'm bidding for this car and hoping to buy it. And Christian looked at me and he said, "Dad," obviously at the time, the car that was going through was the most expensive car that was going through this auction on the day.
What car was it?
It was a Lamborghini Diablo 6-litre.
Yeah.
And like a lot of other cars have been, $100,000, and this is going up to like $500,000.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, they've got their phones out because I'm there as well, and there's a lot of people who watch the channel, watch the show, and like they're watching me buy a car. It's like watching a lion in the wild, And then Christian just said, he said, "Dad, can I bid?" So I said, "Yeah." So now Christian's bidding for it. And I'm thinking, if anyone fucking bids over an 8-year-old,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
You need to look at yourself in the mirror.
You need to have a word with yourself. And anyway, he bought the car. But as he's doing it, Nick Whale, who owns Iconics, we should get Nick on actually.
Right.
He'll be great personality, great company.
All right.
Nick is looking at me. I've got no bidding number. I've literally just walked into the auction out the blue. I've got no bidding number. I've got no catalogue. I've got no nothing. I'm there with my son, and Nick's looking at me like, "Carl, you are going to stand to this. You are going to stand to this bid, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, Nick, he's fine. Just let him carry on. Just
let him go away with it.
Carry on." Anyway, he bought the car, and then everyone clapped, and it was great.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
To have them experiences with my son, that was priceless.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, Carl, the people want to know, is there a rivalry between Tom Hartley Cars and Tom Hartley Jr.?
No, not at all.
But he's starting to sell, didn't years ago he do more classics, and isn't he doing kind of a lot of supercars now?
You say the same about us. We look how many classic cars we have, and look how many classic cars we sell. We're in the same business, kind of, doing the same thing.
So you are competitors, I guess.
We are competitors, not rivals. Anybody in this business, anyone who is willing to sacrifice what me and my dad do to make, because it's a tough business to succeed in. That's why not a lot of people succeed in this business. Anyone who's willing to have a go, I've got a lot of respect for. If it's not me, then I want it to be him.
Yeah.
So no, there's absolutely no rivalry, but competition's great, no?
Always.
Competition's good. Competition's really good.
Does he motivate you then?
Yeah, I've got so much respect for him for what he does. It'd be impossible for him not to motivate me. I mean, he should motivate everybody in this business.
So it motivates you by virtue of he's doing well and you want to do well?
I think he's motivational in the way of, his work ethic. I know his work ethic. Well, we used to work together. We shared the same bedroom for 10 years. Like, I know his work ethic. And someone with that work ethic, you've got to take your hat off to them.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other dealers out there that would say the same about me. I'm sure he would say the same about me. But yeah, no, absolutely admire and respect what he does. And I think some of the things that he does, he's probably the only person in the world that could do it.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like these historic Formula One cars. That is a minefield of knowledge.
Bernie Ecclestone collection was brilliant.
To put £10 million plus in a historic Formula One car. Who knows the value of that? Which is probably his safety net, because only if he doesn't know, then no one knows. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I have a lot of admiration for him.
So why on the internet do a lot of people think there's beef? I mean, I think I know the truth, and you obviously tell me what you tell me, but why does the internet think that?
Well, the internet, I didn't know people thought that. I don't know how they can think that. They see us on social media all the time, socializing together, playing golf together. Like, his son is like my stepson. He comes and stays with me most weekends. If not, my kids go and stay with him. He's my best friend. We're very, very, very close. We do business together. There's been many times that we've bought and sold cars to each other, or he's got a customer for one of my cars, I got a customer for one of his cars. Like, we work well together. I was at the opening of his new showroom, which is amazing. So no, there's certainly there's far from beef. Let's just say that.
Have you guys ever inadvertently been in the same deal, competing with each other for a car?
100%, yeah. Yeah, of course.
And what happens?
No, the customer gets called a cunt.
Oh, what, they know they're doing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course they do. Like, you don't call me and call him. Do you know? That's just
Start a family bidding war.
Yeah, but that's just you just don't do that. Okay, you want to call me and call another competitor, or who you think might be a competitor, then that's business. That's part of life. That's fine. But you don't call someone then call their brother. That's disrespectful.
Right.
So, but we talk a lot. And I'll call him or he'll call me, and I'll say, "Have you been offered that? Whatever it may be. Let's just say a LaFerrari. Have you been offered that LaFerrari?" And he'll go, "Yeah. When were you offered it?" "I was offered it a minute ago." And he'll go, "Cheeky cunt." So yeah, it does happen. And we then make a decision where we either both lose interest in that car because the cheeky cunt tried to be clever.
Yeah.
Or I'll say, I've got a client for this car. I could do with it. It's okay. You have this one. I'll have the next one.
Yeah.
We work. That's how we work together.
So when is Tom Hartley Jr. going to be on the show?
Well, he's been on Rob's show. If you come on my show, or not our show, should I say, it's two car dealers talking about the car industry. Well, I don't see how. I mean, I think he gets requested a lot because we're brothers, and we have stories about each other personally.
Yeah.
Because we've been brothers for 38 years.
Well, the fans want to hear that. They want to hear those stories.
Maybe so. And maybe he is a future guest if he wants to be on it. I mean, he's another one of them. I know he's done Disruptors with Rob, but I don't know another show that he's done.
It wasn't easy to get Tom Jr. on, and I think he is quite particular, and I think he should be.
Yeah.
I like getting guests on that aren't easy to get on, so he definitely doesn't just throw himself around all the podcast scene, does he?
He's, to get him on the phone is hard work enough. So to get him sat down for 3 hours.
I think I could sit in the middle and do a good job of.
I think you could do a great job, and it would be a great podcast. But for those who would want to see it for reasons that don't exist, would be disappointed. But for those who just want to hear funny stories about me and Tom, they would love it, because when we get together, it's just we have a great laugh, we have great banter, we play golf together. It's if you followed us with a camera just on our days around the golf course, it's a fucking scream.
Yeah.
Like it's a scream, Yeah.
Maybe one for the future, a bit like Tom Senior, maybe one for the future.
Yeah.
But we can neither confirm nor deny. And also, if we just said yes, there'd be no mystery in the future. We've got a lot of really big guests coming, but you'll just have to stay tuned to watch.
People see the supercars, but they don't see the money and investing decisions behind owning them, because traditional education is broken and school taught you how to be a slave, not a money master. And that's why over 2 decades I've built a brand new money school. Money.School Gold is my global financial education platform to help you make, manage and multiply more money. The gold level is for people who want to hit 7, then 8, then 9 figures in income and invest for the greatest return and build generational wealth. There are literally dozens of hours of more advanced courses, resources and masterclasses to help you scale your business, invest in property stocks, gold, silver, assets and watches, and of course, cars. So join this exclusive community and global school of other entrepreneurs at money.school/gold cars. And you can cancel anytime, no ongoing contract, and at just over £1 a day, it's 99.9% less than traditional education. And your kids get free membership. Money.school/gold cars.
Rob, did you have mentors going into your property business, or are you all self-taught?
I suppose a bit of both, because I went through the school system like everyone else other than Carl, who dropped out at 11.
Yeah.
Which, for some people, school isn't right. And learned the traditional way, and it didn't really work for me because I didn't... Do you know, in my school, because I was in the top set, they put us in a class called Géographie, where they taught us geography in French. I mean, how many times now in my life do I think, thank fuck I got...
What a waste of time.
I know.
At least you know the geography of France now.
In French. Yeah, so I could maybe read a French sat-nav. Completely useless. So, age 27, I started to self-teach, read business books. But then I started to get mentors. So, I think you can go certain lengths and be a certain level of success reading books and self-teaching, but there comes a time when you've got to do it, and the best way to navigate through doing it is having someone who's been there and done it already to guide and navigate you. Imagine if you've never done any boxing and you've got 3 months to train for a white collar fight.
Yeah.
You can either self-teach, watch YouTube videos on, or you could get an ex-pro boxer to train you. The ex-pro boxer as a trainer for you, 9 out of 100 times you're going to win than just watching YouTube videos on learning to fight. So I'm self-made in the sense that I never got an inheritance, I never got a hand-me-down. But no, my success is thanks to my business partner and the mentors that I've had that have been there before and helped guide me through. Imagine being on a minefield and you've got a guide who knows where the mines are.
That's like watching a YouTube video instead.
So my dad used to say to me when I was younger that a clever man makes mistakes, but a wise man learns from others' mistakes.
Yes.
So, and that's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And you've got to look at. So I was so lucky that my mentor was my dad. No one trusts anybody as much as they trust their dad.
Yeah.
So it's not like trusting another stranger.
Yeah.
That trust isn't the same.
That's family, right?
That's family, yeah. So it was him. I was lucky enough to be around him every single day, every minute of every single day. And, he he was the number one. He was the number one
Yeah.
in the business that I wanted to go in.
Yeah.
So there was, shame on me if I couldn't make something of that situation. I mean, it was there.
Speaking of your dad, how would you run Tom Hartley Cars differently if your dad was to retire?
We've run it together since I've been 18 years old, equally. So there would be no different.
No different.
It's run the way that we disagree on certain things, like everybody would disagree on things, but there's no wrong way in the disagreement. We both want to end up at the same goal. It's just we might want to go a different way about it.
Yeah.
But
Is there any main thing you guys disagree on, like consistently? You always disagree on this?
no,
There's
no,
no
there's
main
not.
thing.
And look, but you have to understand, this isn't all roses and palm trees and sun. Like, it's like Rob's seen, he's been here enough to see this. It's like fucking Wall Street here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone's
It's a war
shouting
zone
something.
upstairs.
Yeah, it's a war zone. And we do clash, but who doesn't? But at the same time, like I say, our goal and our aim is to get to the same destination.
Yeah.
So I know that. So sometimes I'll think, okay, like that's fine. We want to go to the same destination. So it wouldn't run any different. I'd do nothing different. If I wanted to do something different, I'd do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob, what are your future financial plans for your children?
Okay, so this is a bit of a difficult one because I think one of the worst things for children is to grow up in an environment where it's secure, safe and easy and there's all the luxury around them. And then when they get out, age 22, into the real world, they're going to get a smack in the face.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of giving my kids a load of money. Not at all. I think money without the education it takes to earn it and keep it, that is the most important thing. So my daughter, she set up a little bracelet business, probably age 5. We did that for a little while. My son, he's got an eBay business now with me. I do these events for kids and their parents, and we donate money to the young entrepreneurs, and my son came to that. It's called Kids and Money. We've got an AI course, a 3-day AI course for adults, and my son's coming. So for me, I'm not planning on leaving them masses of money. I think I'll pass on all the assets, but I'll have clauses, which means they can get them progressively over time so it doesn't ruin them.
Yeah.
And for me, it's about teaching them how to be self-sufficient and independent and also go through struggle. Because as a parent, I think especially a mum, you sort of want to protect your kids, which is natural. But sometimes you have to go, get out there, go fall over, go fail. My son, he's had quite a bad nut allergy since he was a kid. He's got scoliosis, which is like an S-shaped spine. And of course, as a dad who loves him, that makes me feel sadness.
Yeah.
But I also know that he's having challenges at a young age dealing with this, which is going to make him a strong fucker, when he's an adult. And some of these people who are doing well at school and everything's great and their parents do everything for them, when they hit 21, I had friends who, when we went to university, they couldn't even cook an egg, they couldn't even wipe their ass, they couldn't even look after themselves. Whereas I've been working from age 8 for my dad in his pub. So I had a lot more streetwise-ness about me.
Yeah.
So University of Life, as my dad would call it.
Yeah.
It's the best. Life is the best teacher.
Yeah.
Life is a better teacher than me. I can give the theory to my son. I can even give him my experience. And anyone who's a parent knows, you tell your kids 1,000 times, they don't listen to you, but they watch what you do.
Yeah, they pick up on those little things that
There's been probably 3 times in my parenting where I've not parented very well, and my son remembers them all. Yeah. I once threw his Twix in the bushes when we were on the golf course because he was pissing me off, and I might have called him a name. And he reminds me every week about that. Dad, do you remember when? Yeah, Dad, that was cruel.
God, if I kept track of situations like that, I would be here all day.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 daughters and a son, and it's kind of, in a way, I bring them up differently. Obviously, I'm not a single parent. I don't bring them up by myself. Me and my wife. My wife sort of has more input with the girls, and I have more input with my son. And it's very important for anybody, boy or girl, to be thick-skinned.
Yeah, definitely.
Stop being a little bitch, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go out there and put some graft in.
But not even that. Just, they said they don't like my shoes.
Do you think people are just too sensitive these days?
Yeah.
Fuck off. Age date.
No, but like,
This is Carl's parenting tips.
but you have to be. There's nothing no one could say to me that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard it all. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I also don't care the person who's saying it. If it was someone who was important to me, then I probably would take more notice. But anyway, I think it's very important to be part of the real world and understand that people are not always nice and situations are not always perfect and it would not always go your own way. By sitting and crying about it and wanting someone to come and help you is not gonna change anything.
Do you think people are just too sensitive these days?
Oh, I think adults these days are like 3-year-old kids.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Everyone's so, well, not everybody, but the majority of people are so soft, weak people.
So, Rob, what's the reason for starting your online investing school?
Well, it's called Money School, and the reason for starting it is because I have experience of being broken in debt. I have experience of turning it round, becoming a millionaire pretty much age 30, just before age 31, and then going on, and I'm nearly 50 now, 47. So I'm at a stage in my life where I want to spend more time giving back, teaching. I don't think kids are taught enough about money at school. It's a letdown, to be quite honest. And I did a kids and money event, and I had 40 parents and kids in the room, teaching them the difference between saving and investing and what inflation is in a way that a normal human can understand it, and all of this. And a lot of the parents were like, we were never taught this. Also, I have spoken in some schools. So I spoke at Eton, and I've spoken in some other schools. But my content generally is not really fit for purpose for the system, because the system wants you to get in a lot of debt so you can pay interest for the rest of your life to the system, and then get a job, just over broke, so you can pay about half of what you earn in taxes, and then you can do that and comply for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that model sort of worked after the war or in the Industrial Revolution. I'm not saying, because people call it a scam now, it's just, at best, it's really out of date. And like, I would be naive to think that all the schools are going to have me in because I've got 20 years experience and I've written some books and all that. So I set up my own school called Money School, and it is practical financial education to learn how to save, invest, start a business, scale a business, build multiple income streams. And then there's kind of like the standard basic level Money School, and then there's slightly more advanced level Money School Gold. That's why I set it up.
Cool.
And how do you feel about the schooling system? Are you a supporter of the schooling system?
The reason I put my kids through private school, the sole reason, is so that they can be around better kids and parents. That's the sole reason. So it's not for the quality of education. My son's at the best school in the area, and really it's an elite school, and their answer to you if you're not doing great is work harder. They're not really interested in you other than a number for their rankings or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of wrong. So really, it's, we were talking about you buy a nice car because it opens doors. Well, if you're at a good school, there's good parents, 100%. It opens doors. But also, as someone who's made enough money to do that, if I sent my kids to a state school, and there are some good state schools, but there are some not so good ones, and then they got in with the wrong circles, I would never be able to forgive myself because I had the financial means to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think the quality of the education is necessarily much better. It's just a filtering system.
Yeah.
But your kids, they done primary school, secondary school, college and university?
And well, Bobby's 15, so he's just thinking about that. But I think he's more keen on starting a business or maybe becoming a golf pro.
So what my question was going to be, I know you're supposed to be here to ask the questions, but listen,
go ahead.
We can have a little go.
You lit the spark. would you encourage your kids to go down the university route? And not if they wanted to be a doctor or a surgeon or something, then obviously yes, they have to.
Yeah.
But Dad, I want to go into property. I'm going to go and study at university.
Well, I mean, is there even a degree that teaches you properly how to invest in property? I don't think there is.
No, of course not.
So that would be a no.
So
his dad's got nearly 500 of them, so why wouldn't he learn from me?
So they study business in university. You can,
I mean,
yeah. But who are they learning it from?
Yeah, they're learning it from teachers who maybe earn in a year what I might earn on a good day.
So the answer...
Because, they say if you can, you do, and if you can't, you teach. That's what they say. So what my Kids and Money event, the tagline is how to earn more than your teachers.
Yeah.
And then how to retire your parents.
Yeah.
So the average college professor, of things like economics and business is earning 39 grand. That's not a lot of money anymore. It might have been 20 years ago. It's not a lot of money anymore.
No.
And you can earn that now, age 15, if you have your own business. I mean, in our first 6 months of this show, which is really a side project for us, we've probably earned a lot more than even a doctor would earn.
What is the a lot more? What is the figures?
It's a lot more. Yeah, it's a lot more.
We haven't calculated yet.
We're
But
talking 6 digits, 7 digits?
Within, I mean, we're just getting started. And we've just signed our next sponsor as well. But I worked this out, within 2 months, we'd earned enough to buy a nice supercar from, the Cars and Money. And this is literally a side project for us. We're not trying to earn money out of it.
Yeah.
Carl earns way more money selling cars through it than we do from ads and sponsorship and views. But I do believe in multiple income streams. I also know Carl now, and I know business and money is important to him. So I want this to make enough money so that if it is a bit hard, it's hard for him to turn away from.
Yeah.
So if it's making really good money, we're going to stick at it for the long term.
yeah, and obviously getting back to the question, because I left school when I was 11. My brother left school when he was 11. Not forced to leave school because he'd done whatever we wanted to do. But my dad was like, what do you want to do? I want to be you. Okay, well, you are not going to learn how to be me in school. So, are you ready to go to work? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of on the same opinion. I can come and go with the private school thing. My kids go to private school. I totally get what you're saying in regards to the reason yours go. But I also think, you know what? I went to a really shitty school, right? And there was a mixture of every walk of life in my school. But I think that was great. It gave me the ability to deal with every situation, because kids are mean. Kids are a lot meaner than adults.
Yeah. Definitely.
They're still mean at private schools, though.
Oh, yeah, they are. But, it's mean because your mum drives a 23 plate Range Rover and mine has a 25. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not being mean.
Yeah.
Being mean is getting hit in the head with a rock for no reason.
Bloody hell.
Which is what used to happen in Overseal Primary. Yeah, I haven't forgot Overseal Primary. So, I think you've got to incorporate, if it was up to me, I probably wouldn't have sent my kids to a private school.
If it was up to me, I probably wouldn't send my kids to university.
Thank you.
I know that's what you were looking for.
That was where I was going, yeah.
But it does depend. Like, I have matured in the sense that you've got to look at your kids in isolation. Your kids are not all the same. You can't raise them the same way. And they're not you. So if my son is like, Dad, I really want to be a doctor. It's really what I want to do. And he's not going to be. If he was, I'm not going to say, no, you can't go to university.
Yeah.
Although with AI, you could probably, there is an argument. You can start to self-teach some of these things that you're taught at university. And, being a doctor, if it's about 15 grand a year with, your college fees and your bits and bobs, and you don't have that, you've nearly 50 grand in debt every 3 years. It's going to take 6 plus to be a doctor. You're going to be 100 grand in before you start. You're going to be paying that off for the rest of your life. So, no, both my kids, seeing how they're growing up, I'd like them to be entrepreneurs. Yeah.
You can only learn that in the real world.
Of course you can. Yeah. And that's what I do. So I take them. You have your son here working with you every Saturday. My kids come to my work.
Yeah.
And when I go on holiday, I work. And like, you know, they watch you. And if they watch you working hard, then maybe they'll have that ethic too.
What's the most amount of cars you sold in one day?
I haven't heard anyone use the word motor cars for a while.
Motor cars. Vehicles.
Okay. Let's make fun of the Irish accent.
That was deep Southwest America, that was.
It was, yeah. It was,
That was a redneck
That was
impression.
Texas, straight out the gate. I done 14 cars
It's good going.
in one day.
In a day?
I'd done 9 at the bar.
With
To one person?
With the amount
No.
of time you spend on your phone, how is it possible?
Because of the amount of time he
Because
spends on his
They're
that's
all
phone.
on the
That's
phone.
why I'm on
That's
the
why your dad's been on the phone all morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Head down.
Yeah,
Like I was saying to the guys playing
that's-
Candy Crush.
That's our
that's-
lifeline. You know, that's where everything comes
You
from.
did 14 cars in a day.
Yeah, so how it went was earlier in the day, Rob,
sales
Rob our
manager.
salesman, he'd done a couple of cars, which is standard. You know, we do 1 to 2 cars every single day, 7 days a week at least here. And I had a guy coming out from Bristol, and he was bringing a couple of friends with him, and he was in between buying a couple of cars. It was either a Lamborghini Sterato or a Rolls-Royce Dawn, believe it or not. And then I had another client coming down from Scotland. He'd been to the NEC Classic Car Show, and he was coming back with his 2 sons. And can I call in on the way back? I want to have a look at the E-Type, I want to look at the 930 Turbo, and blah, 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 a couple of other things. Well, during this time, the guy from Bristol's coming out with 2 or 3 of his friends. This guy's come out with him and 2 of his sons. And it's a Friday afternoon. And
Which means you're already on it.
yeah. And the first guy that came, he's seen the Rolls-Royce Dawn, and he was like, you know what? It's not for me. I just, you know, it's not for me. So I said, what do you want? He said, well, I want something a bit more sporty. I was like, well, why are you thinking
look
of
at a Dawn?
Rolls-Royce in the first place? He said, I don't know, I've just always fancied one. I've just really always wanted one, but I've drove it and it's great, but it's just not what I want. So I took him downstairs, showed him a couple of other cars. I had a Lamborghini Sterato in that corner. So to get it out was a mission. But I thought, fuck it, he's here now.
We're here now.
Let's get it out. So he was like, no, honestly, I'm not interested. I don't want a Lamborghini. It looks like a rally car. It's not for me. I'm going to go home. So I said, no, I want you to drive it. So moved 15 cars out the way to get this car out. When I got the car out, he drove it, he loved it. When he loved it, he bought it. To celebrate him buying it, we're at the bar. He keeps looking at the Rolls Royce. And he's like, I'm never gonna not stop having one of them until I have one. What's the best deal on both? So he's bought 2. His mate who he was with was like, right, are you 2 finished now? Because I want to make it his day. I don't want to impose. But I really like your Ferrari F8. What's the best deal on that? So bang, he's bought that as well. The guys come with his 2 sons from Scotland. They bought 4 cars between the 3 of them. But when they walked in, we're already at the bar and we're well oiled at this point. it's the music's on.
That's a dangerous time to be selling a car.
They're sort of coming from, they're not coming with a business head on. They've been to the classic car show. They're having a nice time. He's had the weekend with his sons.
Yeah.
It's a good feel. He's come, he's looked around the thing. They've bought 4 cars. Rob's then sold another 2. By the time the end of the day, like I'm sitting down, I was like, so Rob, how have we done today? I think my dad done a couple as well on the road. So I was like, how have we done today? He was like, 14 cars.
Wow.
14 cars.
You
So I
celebrate.
need to get busy tomorrow then and buy some more cars.
I'm sure you celebrated that night. Continued the
I
celebration
celebrated
from the bar.
in the day. That by the time the night come, I was ready for bed.
What's the most amount of properties you ever bought in a day?
Oh, wow. I suppose technically 100
Wow.
Because you bought a building.
because I bought a building, converted it into 100.
It was already
apartments.
converted in?
No,
Okay, so part
we
of your
did it.
project was to do a conversion
Yeah.
on it? Wow.
People ask me a lot about good types of properties to buy, and in my town city centre, there's a lot of empty shops and there's a lot of space above, or the ability to get planning to develop above.
Yeah,
So
there is incentives,
yeah.
government incentives and council incentives to develop above shops. Is that a thing?
It depends council to council.
Okay.
That building actually took 3 years to get planning on. So it was a bit
Lot
of
of
a
red
pain. It
tape.
took 5 years so it took 1 day to buy 100 properties, but 5 years to develop them. But actually, we just got planning for another 100 kind of like tenancy type block, and the planning took 3 months.
How long did the whole development take then from purchase day to tenants on site?
Yeah, as I said, 5 years.
Wow.
That one was 5 years, but I don't know, maybe the councils are finally coming round that these town centres need development.
Most are almost derelict at this stage.
A lot are very empty. So yeah, we got 3 months planning on this most recent one. So
Oh, wow, that's
100,
good, yeah.
100 for me.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, the long game in property, I can't do anything long game. My mental attention doesn't
You've been with
span
Mitzi
that.
long game.
Yeah, of course.
moving
You've been doing
swiftly,
cars
moving
long
swiftly
game?
on.
But, do you know that purchasing something that is now going to earn you money, the minute I purchase something...
You want to flip?
I've got to...
Yeah, but then you make profit, you pay tax, you hold, you compound, you refinance, you don't pay tax on refinance.
See, this is where you should be listening to him. This is where I should be listening to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and because the compounding curve goes like that. So, yeah, and people have to understand tax is one of the biggest things that completely kills your wealth.
Well, by 50%.
Yeah. Well, people think
Well,
they're
50% and the rest.
Well, I mean, where you're from, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
I mean,
goodness.
it is more than half here. It could be up to 2/3, depending on what you buy and what you spend and what you invest. So tax will slow your wealth down the most. You only pay tax when you sell an asset. So if you don't sell an asset, you don't pay tax on it. And I know through this world, it's funny because through this world of cars, somewhat similar to property. So people will buy their cars on finance, leverage them because they know they're an asset. And then when they want some money, they don't sell the car, they just refinance the car and they pull out equity of the car. And you're just bumping up their equity. And of course, that equity is tax-free, that refinance money that you take out. So as long as you don't push the loan too far, you're not paying any tax.
And if your car's going up in the space of time where you have it on finance, you can get your profit out the car already by refinancing it and then go and do something else.
And of course, if it's going up, it's paid for the interest. And if you only put 10% in, you could make a car free.
Yeah, very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy. There's loads of smart ways of buying the right car, but then you can also buy the wrong car.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking nightmare.
And I've been taken a bit of a hammering by some people in the comments by saying that, getting a sort of average sports car on 11% finance is stupid. But, yeah.
But they're buying it for different reasons. So they're buying it to get into...
Are rates that high over here? 11%?
They're not buying it to get in a room.
Of course they are. Everyone's
You
got
know
a
those
room.
people who've got that supercar and they've parked it outside their 2-bed terraced house?
Yeah, but look...
They can't afford it.
I know, but everyone's got a different room. So, somebody's room could be in a different building.
Bathroom.
It could be and they want to get into different circles. And they think by doing this, and it does, there's always doors that it can open. Plus, some people want it for the gram. It's great for the gram, post their new car.
Yeah.
But
So you have no problem with people financing up at 11% if they can't really afford it and they don't really know what they're actually paying?
Well, that's not my problem.
No.
I'm not their financial advisor.
So you don't care as long as they buy a car off you?
They're going to buy a car off somebody. May as well be me.
At 11%?
I mean, I think 11%'s high.
Is it 11%?
No, 11%
Is it
is
that
very...
high?
Yeah.
I can
Is
get...
it that high?
of course.
I can get cheaper than that. But it all depends who you are and what you're buying.
Well, a lot of them, their first car, and they're not really that well.
Yeah, no, if you go to these car supermarkets to buy a car for 10 grand, it's 17%.
Oh my God!
You
These
know-
are credit card fees,
it's not far off.
It's
that's
17%.
Yeah.
But everyone's only interested in not how much the car is, it's just
what
how
can
much I'm paying a month.
Yeah.
I can afford 500 quid a month. Yeah, but actually you're only paying 300 quid towards the car. The rest is interest.
Yeah.
you know.
And the interest is all front loaded. So for
Yeah.
the first
Yeah,
few years,
yeah.
it's nearly all interest. You're left with this big balloon at the end.
Well, that's the same with every mortgage. You're never.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's interest.
Yeah, I mean,
it's interest for 20 years, and
it is, and repayment for the last bit.
it's
Yeah,
horrible.
people don't. But this is one of the reasons I do what I do, is because people just aren't well financially educated, because the system doesn't really want you to be.
Well,
Because
no, 'cause
are you going to carry on paying taxes and
Well,
getting debt and paying interest?
system will fold if people are wise to
Yeah.
money management. You know.
well, their system would fold, but the economy would skyrocket.
Well, I think about this. Like, why wouldn't we all want each other to be rich? I don't understand socialism, whereby I'm broke, so I want you to be broke. If all my mates are rich, then we're arguing over who's buying dinner. If you're broke, you're arguing over who's buying dinner. It's just a different argument. Personally, I want everyone I know to be rich. Then we can go to nice places, do nice things,
We can earn money together.
Absolutely.
have partnerships.
I don't get.
But I don't think a lot of people are actually like that.
Like what?
That they want to see you doing well.
No, because they're
There's
jealous, aren't
there's
they?
people that just hate you for living. Some people just don't.
All
like
you have to
that.
do is go in our comments to see a few of those.
Well, I'm so focused on what I'm doing or what we're doing as a business, to really care less if someone else is doing 10 times more or 10 times less. It doesn't affect me at all. I don't care. If they're doing 10 times more, great, well done.
Yeah,
Honestly, well
absolutely.
done.
Yeah,
How do I do that?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Carol, have you just bought a Bugatti Chiron for yourself?
Yeah, it's there.
So that's for you.
I thought you were going to kind of play around going, no, maybe not, because there's a personalised plate around the back, Carol's. Everything else here says Tom Hartley. That's the only one that says
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but-
you stick that plate on loads of cars, don't
do
you?
you?
Coles.
No.
Yes, you do. I've seen it on loads.
No, I don't.
So this is your new daily driver?
So look, I'm always telling my clients and collectors what doors owning a hypercar does for you. Mm-hmm. You know, what rooms you get in by having certain cars. And,
I mean, like criminals, drug lords, all this kind
they're
of
not
thing.
all
financial bankruptcy.
So, I had the Pagani. I sold the Pagani recently. And
How much was that sold for?
sold that for just shy of 3 million, 2.75 million. And it was actually the second time I sold it. I sold it first a couple of years ago.
More profit made the second time round?
No. The first time I made 1.3 million on it. So
wow.
that was
That was nice.
That was okay.
That's not going to happen again.
Well, it might do, hopefully. And then, the guy he had a return on it in a year's time. I bought it back and I sold it again. But I bought it back.
He must have done well out of it then.
Yeah, he had.
Because they shot up at one stage in the recent years, didn't they?
Yeah, so he had a nice return out of it, and I bought it back through the company as a stock car. So it was only ever intentionally going to be to sell on again. It was never going to be, once you've had something and wore that T-shirt, it's like going back to an ex. Do you know what I mean? Like you've kind of done it. And
just skip on through that. We'll just
no
skip on through. Moving forward.
And so then, I'm always telling my clients, don't just buy the car for the sake of buying the car. Buy it for where it gets you and what it does for you and does for your business. So I'm kind of a hypocrite if I'm not playing that game, So
You were carless for a while, weren't you?
I was carless for, like properly, like hyper Carlos. For a couple of years.
Yeah.
And, I was getting an itch and I did miss it. And look, I only really use something like that for car events, for car show.
Is that the doors that it opens once you get to the events and you're on site? Is that what you mean by opening doors to?
Well,
is it?
I also have a.
Or just does it elevate your social status? And
No, I have a sort of a reputation to uphold within this business. Mm-hmm. So I have to be seen in something like that. It's I can't not have something like that.
that's a costly suit to wear.
It is.
How much you give?
3 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. I did that to Mark McCann's Veyron.
I know you got a lot of
I got hate in the comments.
So you're up with Mark now and Matt. You're in their group.
No, Come on.
No, they got
come
Did
on.
you copy?
That's a
They-
Chiron.
Oh, come on now.
They
come
got
on.
Veyrons.
That's a
mate.
Chiron.
They got the original.
That's a Chiron.
They got, but that's a kind
Carl,
of
you had a Veyron 10 years
I
ago,
had a
didn't you?
Veyron 10 years ago.
Come on, you've got to be fair to it.
In 10 years, they might catch up.
Well, someone's got to crash one for Matt to buy one.
Do you know what, Matt? When I sold the Pagani, Matt called me and he was like, "Mate, I can't believe you could have just crashed it." Like, Matt desperately,
He wanted that.
He desperately wants a Pagani. He wants to do a Pagani.
Yeah.
The thing is, which was when we spoke after we'd done the podcast together with him, he people don't really drive these cars in order that much to crash the Paganis. Although there was a Pagani crashed a couple of years ago on a car tour, and it went viral. It was videoed.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're easy cars to crash. They're wild.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever gotten a car for free? Or what's the cheapest car you bought and made the most profit on? Excluding that Pagani.
Well,
That was 1.3
there's
on.
You must have got a car for free.
How do you get a car for free?
Well, some
I don't want-
inheritance
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
or basically
A donation.
free. That didn't you get that Lambo for basically free?
No, so I've done deals in the past where I've manufactured part exchanges, and the way it's worked out, the profit out of the two cars I sold to somebody would offset what I've given them for their part exchange in total, or
Right.
sometimes in a minus.
Yeah.
So technically, that car would owe me nothing.
Right.
But you can't look at it like that, because those cars are there to earn money, and they've earned money, and the profit goes towards them. So
Yeah.
Speaking of money, Rob, does Carl ever take your financial advice? It seems not, but
I haven't asked for it yet, really. But Rob does give me advice on different things and how to move money in different ways and what you should be doing with money. The problem with me is I never really have any spare money. All my money goes into stock.
I don't know that Carl needs any financial advice. I think he's doing pretty well himself.
Absolutely,
He
yeah.
knows how to buy something for a £5 and sell it for a £10. He could do that with anything. You could buy something for $500,000 and sell it for $1 million. I'm not here to give Carl advice. One thing I think, if Carl wants to go to his next level, Rich, if he does, I just think property. I think could be your next big move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always very open to listen to anybody's advice. Then up to me if I take it, but obviously I trust Rob implicitly, and so does thousands of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously got he's got the reputation he has for being successful and giving people the right advice.
and with all your success, when are you going to join the Big Boys Club and get yourself a Chiron?
When Carl
There is one for sale.
When Carl does me a deal.
Oh, Carl always does you a deal, but that's me and Rob have been talking about what I've just said about what owning. I mean, you've seen what owning Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff can do. Let's elevate that by 25 times and see what doors owning something like this. Doesn't have to be a Chiron. It could be something for £1 million.
Can you still get a Veyron for $1 million?
No way.
Can you get me a Veyron for $1 million?
I can't get me a Veyron for $1 million. So no, definitely not.
A one without a gearbox, maybe.
But it's people look at cars like, oh, he's just paid £3 million for that car. He must have money to throw away. What they don't see is the income side of what having that can do for you. And I was probably the first to.
It's a big flex, isn't it? I suppose.
Well,
yeah.
it's not so much about flexing. It's about. There's a lot of people in the world who own hypercars, but they could be in such completely different sectors of life and business that your paths will never cross. Mm-hmm. So, you go to a hypercar meet, or you're invited to go somewhere because you have a certain car, they have a certain car. All of a sudden, you're in that room together, and who knows where that could lead to. And I think, a couple of years ago, I was the first person to really publicize this, to say this is not all about waving your dick around and going, I got a £3 million Chiron. It's about, I have now entered a room with other people with similar interests.
Absolutely,
you don't
yeah.
buy this kind of car if you don't like cars. And, let's see if we can do business with each other. Let's see if we can help each other.
I think also, the right car is a better store of money than leaving it in the bank.
But finding that right car can be...
What did you buy your Pagani for first time round?
1.285.
And would you sell it for?
2.6.
Okay. So put 1.285 in the bank. And how long did you have it?
3 years.
Okay. So that would probably be 1.1 in 3 years.
yeah.
In the bank.
Yeah.
And then you've got security and fraud and everything else. Now, obviously, not every car goes up in value. And also you have maintenance, insurance and everything else. But here's the thing as well. Does anyone go, I really love my stock market? No one's passionate about their money in the stock market. It's just there to not go down.
You can't touch it.
But the enjoyment and the pleasure. You know, I have a Testarossa, which is nearly doubled now. And that was the first car I put on my wall as a kid. And so I've got 35 years, plus VAT, of passion and enjoyment and the doors that you open.
Tom Hartley Cars is the UK's leading supercar dealer with over 55 years in the business. Not only is our available stock second to none in the UK, but we make buying or selling your supercar a seamless transaction with instant decisions and payment when selling your supercar to us. When buying a super, classic or hypercar from us, our service is totally unmatched. Please call us today or visit the website tomhartley.com.
What's the best value supercar for the money at the moment? Something that you don't have in stock.
I have everything in stock.
I haven't seen any Lamborghinis
I like that
here. Where's the
caveat,
Lamborghinis?
something you don't have
Where's
in
the
stock.
Lamborghinis? I've got a Lamborghini Countach, a Lamborghini Diablo, a Lamborghini Miura, and
No
a
Huracan.
Lamborghini
What's that quirky Lamborghini up the top?
Miura. The purple one.
No, the red one.
Oh, that's a Countach.
No.
Oh, sorry, that's a Jalpa.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I actually have about 11 Lamborghinis. Where have
Wow.
you been?
I came here and
You've been walking
thought
around.
I came here and thought there'd be at least one.
We were
event
waiting
store.
for you, mate.
One Huracan.
I've got an Aventador and a trailer on the way back from Kent. That's coming this morning. I've got a Lamborghini Urus SE on the way back in another trailer this morning.
The question.
So he said I never had any Lamborghinis.
Okay, best value supercar for the money.
McLaren 720S.
But you've got one in stock.
Because they're an incredibly good value for money car. And he said supercar, and that is a supercar. That's more of a supercar than a Porsche Turbo S.
Is it a reliable supercar?
I mean, does a supercar have to be reliable?
Are McLarens reliable?
Our Land Rover's reliable.
Absolutely not.
No, you've got 17 of them. You would know.
I buy them for spares. like that one's going to break down. I need to buy another one. You know, so I've got too many Land Rovers.
Why don't you have any female guests on the show?
What we actually talked about that, didn't we? We've got quite a few lined up actually. Some quite a few big character female guests who are very, very, very well known. We're just saving the best to last.
It is a bit harder to get female guests. There's less. But yeah, we've got some really big female guests coming soon.
That's good to
I
hear.
just want to quiz Carl, if you don't mind, on the 720S. What were they new and what are they now?
330 grand new, 130 grand now.
That's good value then for a used.
For a 20,000 mile good spec car.
Do you think they're going to drop more before they go back?
No, they were less.
Right.
You know,
Where did they bottom at?
They bottomed at 110.
Right. And they're 130.
Yeah.
It's a lot of car for 130.
That's
isn't
what I'm
it?
saying. And it is a supercar. The doors go up.
Yeah.
You know, it's
They are
it's,
beautiful
it's,
to look
it's,
at
a,
as
it's
well.
a Ventador performance, 0 to 60 top speed. Round a track, it kills an Aventador. And they're 130 grand.
And what are they like? Maintenance, you know, all of that?
Look,
running?
so-
do they go wrong all the time?
No, they have a bad rep because a lot of people sit in their mum's basement on forums and talk about a car that they've seen in America set on fire. So then every McLaren sets on fire.
Right.
Yes, they're not as reliable as a Porsche.
But nothing is really, is it?
Nothing is.
No.
They're probably not as reliable as a Ferrari. If a McLaren 720S had a Ferrari badge on the front of it, it would be 350 grand.
Right. Yeah.
So, look, you can't have everything. You can't have an incredibly cheap car that performs incredibly well and is the most reliable in the world. Because them other two things push the
You
price
can
up.
get 2 out of 3.
You get 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And you know what? That makes a supercar. You need a bit of excitement in your
Yeah.
life. Is it going to start? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like that. I've had to cancel a supercar meet tomorrow because none of my cars work at the moment. None of them.
Just buy a McLaren 720S.
And then none of them will work at the moment.
Just trying to keep that statistic high.
A question for you, Carl, from one of the fans. Would you rather drive an electric car for a year or wear one of Rob's jackets?
I would wear all of Rob's jackets at the
You really
same
hate
time.
electric cars.
At the same time.
You've heard it all now. We may get you into one.
The only,
See how it fits.
the only electric car I would drive
The Rolls Royce.
is the Rolls-Royce
I
Spectre.
love
Are there some machines?
I said to
Beautiful car.
So where I live, I'm like 1 mile away from a Rolls-Royce dealership who I get on with really well. And we went past there the other day, and my wife said, you know, it's getting to the point now. She's got a Cullinan. I love the Cullinan. It's absolutely great. But maybe, you know, now the kids are a bit older, you don't need the same amount of shit that you take with you.
Absolutely.
You know, like you're going away for the week to go to school.
Until they start playing golf and then...
Yeah,
You're back to square
so
one.
she said, like, I'd like maybe a smaller car. So I was like, okay.
Smaller car. A Spectre's a fucking massive.
It must be
but it's
26
smaller
foot long.
It's smaller than a Cullinan. So I said, do you know what you would really like? Because she loves the Rolls Royce. Get a Spectre. So we went into Rolls Royce. I just wanted to show her one.
Yeah.
So she's like, it's beautiful. I said, I know. She said, only 4 seats. And I've got 3 kids. Mm-hmm. So it suits her and the kids, but unfortunately I can't go anywhere with them. Which is not too bad because I've got a Defender and other cars that have more than 4 seats. So it's not the end of the world. And I thought that's a really cool car for her to drive. And she doesn't do mega miles. You know, she is only going 50 miles here, 50 miles there, 20 miles there, 3 miles there, you know? And she sat in it, and the quality of the car is amazing, and the finishing and the looks and everything's incredible. And then I told her it was electric, and she was like, nope, definitely not.
You've brainwashed her.
Yeah.
So
You have brainwashed
So
her.
now I'm trying to unbrainwash her. I'm being like, no, honestly, it's cool. This one's okay. Like this one's okay.
Does she have a passion for
And
the
she's
cars?
like, look, I'll forget to charge it. It takes too long. I'm not rerouting my life because I need charge and I have to go to a station where there's a fast charger. She also hates people who drive Teslas as well. She's like, I'm not queuing behind Tesla people. She calls them Tesla people. I'm not queuing behind Tesla people. So no. But you know, I would love her to have a Spectre. I think a Spectre's cool.
What are they new?
Spectre's 450 grand.
And what can you get one for?
Well, they've kind of are on the up as well.
Really?
Last year they got to a point you could buy a decent one for 250.
Yeah.
But then everyone's realised, like,
That's
fuck,
cheap,
for
yeah.
250 I'm having one of them.
Yeah.
And now they're 300, which I still think they're a good buy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to give 300 for one.
Right. So you might have a Spectre.
I can't convince her, Rob.
No?
No. She's totally against the
Having to,
electric.
okay.
Yeah, she's totally against it. But the answer to the question is yes, I would wear Rob's jackets, no problem.
All of them at once.
All of them at once, rather than drive an electric car, unless the
We should do a
electric
poll.
Wait a minute.
unless
We can
the,
do a poll to
unless
see
the
if we make that
electric
happen.
car is a Rolls-Royce Spectre, which I would definitely, I'd love one of them.
Yeah. So I want to take this opportunity to reflect on things, and I want both of you to have a think about your careers and how it's been. And so what's been the most proudest moment of your career so far?
For me, retiring my parents, easily most proud moment. I was in a lot of debt, age 27. By my early 30s, my mum and dad were kind of forced into retirement, but they didn't really have a retirement plan. They didn't really have a retirement pot. And I gave them a house, but it was my first house that they helped me buy. And then I was able to give it back to them, buy them cars. Both mum and dad worked for me quite a lot. And they wanted to. They didn't want to just be handed, millions of pounds. But yeah, essentially retiring my parents would probably be my most proud moment. And my dad died last month as well, and we got a lot more out of him, and I spent and saw him a lot more because of that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I think he, for anyone that thinks that money isn't important, wait until one of your relatives gets really ill. And then come and tell me money isn't important.
Yeah.
Because it cost me 7 figures, to help my parents, especially my dad, mental and physical illnesses for 20 years. So yeah, that's my proudest moment.
Carl?
I'm not one to take moments in and appreciate moments because I'm always looking for what's next, or looking further up the mountain rather than look back. But I suppose my dad was given an award from the Car Dealer Awards for a Lifetime Achievement Award. And when he accepted the award, he said that he couldn't have achieved this award without me. And that was a proud moment because obviously, he is who he is in this business, over 55 years of trading at the highest level. And to be acknowledged as, we sort of got there together, was, I would say that was proud. I don't know if I was proud that he said that about me, or I was just proud of him. I can't determine which one it was, but it was certainly one of them.
Yeah. What do you think about your mindset and personality that is different to the average person makes you more successful?
I don't think I have anything that's any different from the average person. I think every human has the ability to not be lazy, to have a bit of resilience, to keep going, to take some knockbacks. Maybe I've learned about business more than the average person, but the average person can learn about business. I'm just a normal person. I just think a lot of people don't use the God-given skills they've been given.
Yeah.
You take everyone's money away and you threaten the lives of their children, you kidnap their children, and everyone will be resilient, persistent. Everyone will find a way. Everyone would send their 8-year-old kid in to go and do a deal for them if that's what it took. We've all got those traits. They were born. They are God-given. I think most people just don't use them. I just try and use the things I've been given.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you would call a normal person. I think everyone's normal. We're all normal. We have different ways of thinking, and I think resilience is a word that people don't use enough, and an action people don't use enough. Be resilient.
Yeah.
Pressure is a good thing. Put yourself under pressure and be resilient, and just keep knocking.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. People give up too fast. No. Never, ever, ever, ever. I've bought tens of thousands of cars, and I've sold tens of thousands of cars. Not ever have I not heard the word no first. No is the first word you... No, what does no mean? No means to me, if I'm doing a deal with Rob, and I'm buying a car and Rob says no. No means, okay, that means I've got to be here a bit longer. That's what no means. Yeah. Someone to go, well, I've gone home because he said no. Well, how many times did he say no?
So you just don't take no for an answer.
You have to sometimes take no for an answer, of course, but no is not something that I accept.
Yeah.
Whether it could be it doesn't even have to be within business. It could be within someone telling me I can't go through that door. I've got to go through another door. Well, now I kind of have to go through this door because you've told me I can't.
Yeah.
So, just being resilient.
Can I tell them about when we were at Goodwood? Is that something I can share?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So we had tickets to Goodwood. We had tickets to get in.
I actually do this because I have got an illness where I enjoy the story you're going to say.
Yeah.
I have an illness, and I just enjoy this.
Yeah.
So I'll let him tell the story.
I'm a little bit more polite, and I'll use the hustle as and when required, put under pressure. Carl just wants to do it every day for no reason. So we had tickets to Goodwood, both of us. It's not like we can't afford the tickets. And we're right near the door, and James is like, you don't have your tickets? You're not getting in?
This is JWW.
Yeah. Who is well known.
Yeah.
And Carl's like, I'm getting in. So he just stands there. Black's the first person. He's like, no, you're not coming in. If you haven't got a ticket, you're not coming in. He's like, yeah, but I've got to stand there. And but I've got this. And but I've got that. And I'm just stood back here.
Watching the drama unfold.
I got my little terrier on the lead. So he walks in. Then the guy sends the security. Now, I stood back and I didn't hear what he said to the security, but he's having a chat with the security, and then the security leaves, and then we're in. He had a fucking ticket.
My ticket was on the phone. I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it.
A salesman.
I just enjoy it. I don't know. My wife tells me the same thing all the time, whether it's whatever it may be, getting a table in a restaurant or getting something that's hard to get or going somewhere that's hard to get into. Like, I could get a ticket to any car event I want to. I could get hospitality in any Formula One or any car event I want to go to. But I just get a buzz out of getting in with no ticket. It's even going to the pictures. We'll go to the pictures. I'll buy 2 tickets. I'll walk to and I'll say to her, fucking 45 quid for 2 tickets to go watch this fucking joke. And I'll walk to the kiosk and I'll go, watch this. And I will get into the film without showing my ticket. And I'll say, that's a fucking waste of 45 quid, wasn't it? So I have an illness about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But my point earlier was, Carl does it for fun, he knows how to do it. In business and life, when things matter, we can all do that.
Yeah.
We just don't make it important enough.
Yeah. What would you say has been one of your biggest setbacks?
For me, easy. My dad died last month. That's the hardest thing I've ever had to experience in my life. And I didn't know what the fuck to do for a few weeks. So I was just vacant and lost. And obviously we've lost money in property deals. We've never lost investor money. I'm really proud of that. People brag about all the money they've lost. Well, if you've got an investor, you've just fucked them.
Yeah.
So if I lose money because COVID or a recession or something and it genuinely wasn't my fault, I can live with that. But like if I was negligent, so I don't think people should be really proud of all the money they lost when someone listening to the show was their investor. I think you should take that really seriously. And we've never lost money. I take that seriously. But yeah, like I still sometimes just wander around not knowing what to do with what, I mean, my dad was 82. He gave it a good go, but that was my biggest setback. I guess I'm still set back from it.
Yeah.
For me, there's not been a major setback because once again, Rob's setback is a personal setback. It's not a financial.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest setback of anybody's life. I mean,
Of course.
For me, thank God I haven't been through anything like that. But at the start of every day, you're set back. It's just how you deal with it. You either nip it in the bud and turn it around and make it into a positive, and you go forward, or that setback becomes bigger. You don't buy a car today, you don't sell a car today, that was a setback. Okay, tomorrow you do the same, that setback's doubled. Then you don't do it for a week, that setback is 7 times bigger than what it started off with. Now you're losing money.
Yeah.
Now panic sets in. Then 2026 was a terrible year for me, I was set back because you didn't stop the setback.
Yeah.
So I can't say there's anything that I could say, that really hurt us or that really done this, because you get it every single day. I bought a car yesterday that I know there was probably 50 grand of profit in, and I'm on my way down to go and get the car, and the guy said, I've had an argument with my wife, I can't sell you the car. So that's a setback of 50 grand as far as I'm concerned, but that's business and that's just life and that's just the way it is.
The Americans say a setback is a set up for a comeback.
There we are.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's pretty much summed up what I've just said. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're almost on time for you, Carl, because you've got 400 cars to buy and sell, haven't you?
I have a lot of things to do.
So thanks for being the guest host.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
It's a wrap.